All right, here we are with another Woods Report. And today we are doing a mukbang. We're eating some Thai food. And we're going to be discussing, you want me to tell you what we're discussing?
Mm-hmm.
T.I. went on stage and snatched the mic and yelled at a comedian who made a joke about him and his wife.
And you got to give him the background.
I'll give you the background.
That's what this is all about.
Right. So first, what do you think? What's going on with your Thai food? Do you like it? Wait a minute. How you got all this shrimp? I ain't got no shrimp.
What are you talking about? The rest of it, you didn't have shrimp?
It wasn't one shrimp in there.
It was all on one. I did one side. They put their rice in a container that's long. They don't do the normal container, the white one.
Yeah.
All you have to do is go down the middle.
And you don't have no chicken or beef. You want one of these beef?
I got chicken. I had a little piece.
And beef?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. All right, y'all. I'm like, how she get shrimp?
Somebody looking at your plate, counting your shrimp. Don't you hate when people do that?
But it wasn't no shrimp in there.
You got more shrimp than I do.
It wasn't one shrimp in there when I went in there.
You had the whole side. I don't know what's in there.
Oh.
And the thing about when you're doing Chinese food or Thai food or any food that's, from Asian, they could be putting the stuff on the top and then the bottom could just be all rice.
But anyway.
Okay.
So we're doing a mukbang. Mm-hmm. I mean, what do you think about it so far?
They skimpy.
Okay.
When you go, well, I don't know. I haven't gone to any other Thai restaurants. I went to one downtown Chicago, but
how was that one?
That one was not bad because I'm not a Thai. I'm not, into the Thai. A lot of the flavoring and stuff, like their curry and stuff, is a little different.
Mm-hmm.
As long as I can get some chicken or, some kind of meat. Some people are, they vegetarian, so it's good. They have a lot of meals for that. But this one, they're skimpy. Their egg rolls are little.
Mm-hmm.
They're not the standard.
Look at
what we're used to in America.
Look at the little egg roll.
I know. And then the little crab.
And look at the little crab roll.
Well, we know this is American. Because when you go over to those countries,
they probably decide.
When you say crab rangoon, they go, what?
Oh, you're right. Right. Okay.
Okay.
So, the background of the story is T.I. has been studying to be a comedian. Okay? Everybody know who T.I. is. He's a rapper. Mm-hmm. If you don't know who T.I. is.
And his wife, married to...
Tiny.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He's been studying to be a rapper. It's hard to eat and talk at the same time.
But your mind is on the eating? Is that what it is?
I don't know how these people do this. Okay. So he's been studying to be a comedian. Okay. So what happened was he's been going up on stage like open mic and different things like that. And he's been doing it for a little while now, a few months. And he was always getting upset that comedians didn't take him serious.
Right.
He's a rapper.
Yeah, why would we take him serious? He's not even in that
right.
He's not in that lane.
It's like somebody you singing or whatever and you want to do something else.
He tries on his show when you watch his show.
He is funny.
And he tries to crack.
But he is an example of just because you funny doesn't mean that doesn't make you a comedian.
Right.
People think because they sing, they're supposed to sing for their living. No, that is two different things. Mm-hmm. So he's been doing this for a while. So he got up on stage and he did 30 minutes of comedy. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then he was done. He went and sat down in his seat. And the girl who was like kind of like the MC, you know how they bring on each comedian and stuff.
Right.
She got up. Now, once you're a comedian and you finish your set, the MC comes up and they generally either roast the person that just got through saying something or make a comment or whatever.
They're going to joke too. They're going to throw some shade.
They're going to throw some comedy.
Do something to keep it flowing.
So she was trying to be funny and make a comedy about him. And he didn't like it. So he yelled out from the audience, "You need to change your wig." Okay. And then she said...
Like a heckler.
Yeah, like a heckler. Mm-hmm. So she said, "I'll change my wig when you speak on those allegations, your marriage allegations."
See, he shouldn't have said that.
And he got mad. And he stormed and he went up there and he grabbed the mic. Mm-hmm. Well, she still had her mic, but I don't know how he got another mic. Somebody must have gave him a mic. But he got up there.
And this wasn't the act.
This was not the act. And he got up there and he went off on her. he was like just yelling and just saying all like, you know, don't play with me with my marriage and all this other stuff, and I don't play like that. And then he was being a real a-hole at a comedy club,
right? That he's trying to learn how to do.
So then he had the nerve to get on stage. He went up on stage. She was talking while he was talking. Then he came up on stage. He tried to hug her. He hugged her. And you could tell he was saying something to her while he was hugging her. And she wasn't having it. She was like, this is my set. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to say what I want to say.
Right.
Ain't nobody going to tell me what to say on my set when I'm being funny. If you can't take it, then, you know, maybe you need to, you know, think of another area. She said, this is comedy.
Right.
She said, this ain't no rap battle. She said, you know, I ain't Little Pump or Little Pimp or whoever it is. Little Flip. I think she said Little Flip. And we ain't in no rap battle. This is comedy. So I don't care. You know, the same with the wheel. Keep my wife's name. Same type of stuff. So I told Lenora, I said, first of all, they didn't even get rid of him. You could see the security guards was like coming up, but they wasn't going to do nothing. But I was sitting there and I told Lenora, why does everybody who is funny or you have some comic ability,
right? You
think that you can get up and be a comedian? But
you know what? Not even so that. I'm thinking from him trying to learn to be funny, right? You're saying that he was trying to learn to
be a
stand-up thing.
Be a stand-up comedian.
I was telling my sister earlier, I said, the one thing I notice about comedians, most of the comedians that I listen to and watch, a comedian knows how to take the cracks and the jokes on them and turn it around. They'll come back. It's like throwing shade, playing the dozens. That's when it's like, oh, man, that's good. When they crack on them, man, that was a good one. That was a good one. With your mama, blah, blah, blah. I love how they have thick skin. They don't take everything personal.
Everybody could not be a comedian.
You talk about me. Don't talk about my wife.
I'm going to tell you, a real comedian, we won't get mad if you crack on us or do, a harsh joke. The only way we'll get mad if it's not funny. If it's funny, you can say anything you want. If it's funny, because I'll even have to laugh if somebody come at me and it's funny.
But you know what? I have to laugh with that though. In fact, with what you're saying, I don't even think y'all will probably get upset that they're thinking it's funny. I think you guys will still bounce back. If they're not, like Steve Harvey will come back. Cedric will come back. And we know Bernie Mac.
Right.
If you're not funny, we're going to crack on you not being funny. I said, oh, you must think you doing something with that joke, blah, blah, blah.
And
but you know your mama, blah, blah, blah. And they'll even take it and build on it.
What he did was he let every comedian know that's a soft patch for you.
Yeah, his feelings get hurt.
Now, every comedian going to be talking about him, his family, all of that, because they know that's a soft spot.
Yep.
And I'm interested to hear what is he going to come back and say. This is how he needs to come back.
What? Maybe this ain't for me?
He could come back and say it's for me. I learned comedy 101. I'm going to do better.
You think he's going to come back and say that? He needs to just be transparent and say, you know what, let me just stick to rapping. I am funny, but I don't know how to take it. I don't know how to receive. I know how to give it. But as a comedian, that's why a lot of comedians, I remember one of the comedians was sharing, we take our pain, our sorrow,
everything,
our bad experiences, our ugly experiences, and we make fun of it. And that's the shield. Some people may say, that's not good. You need to release.
No, that is releasing.
But think about it. They're taking it and channeling it where it's making you laugh and make you heal.
And somebody else might be feeling the same way, and you make a joke out of it, and they don't take themselves so serious anymore.
Right. They're not so serious about anything about their body.
But comedians, man, they get it hard. They've been hard since the beginning of time, man. The king would call a jester in.
Yes.
And if he wasn't funny, he'd get his head cut off.
Maybe we should go back to them days. If you're not funny,
I'm like, comedians have it hard.
But the king made the decision if you wasn't funny. That's dangerous.
Know your audience. You got to know him.
Your audience, yeah.
Everybody else in the courtroom, the court, may not think what you're saying is funny, but he laughing.
Right.
And his crown is tilted to the side, and he laughing.
He won't get killed by the king.
All I'm doing is I'm telling king jokes all the time. And people and other judges will be talking about you in the back like,
right.
you're not even that funny. But I'm alive.
I'm alive.
something funny.
I made him laugh.
As long as he think. And see, what will happen is he gonna get married to Queen Elizabeth, and she gonna pull a Jada on him. So he been making them laugh all these years.
And then now the wife is upset, and now her little feelings is hurt.
Now Queen Elizabeth not laughing.
And just
And he look over. The king look over at Queen Elizabeth, and she ain't laughing.
Right.
And the justice like this. Really, man? You been laughing at my jokes,
but
all this time.
my wife,
she ain't laughing.
my significant other, she does not like them.
So now I gotta get my hair cut off.
But you need to change your topics and what you talk about. Can't talk about wives. Now you just talk about other stuff that both of them can laugh at.
Oh my God.
You got to know your audience too.
You got to know your audience.
That's one thing about good comedians.
But
they know their audience, and they change with the audiences. They know where they are. If they're on a rated G, rated R, rated X, they know they can't do their rated X jokes and rated R jokes in a G atmosphere.
I posted if you look at my earlier video I posted from Dave Chappelle, and he was giving Will Smith some pointers on comedy. Because Will Smith wanted to go.
How long ago was that?
Today I posted it.
No, how long ago was he giving him?
It was maybe a few years ago or a year ago or something.
Wow.
It wasn't. It was before the slap.
Okay.
So it was funny that everything Dave Chappelle said almost came to life with the whole slap thing.
Life.
Because he was telling him, he said, when you get up there, he said, no of course, know your material. What you gonna talk about? He said, and then be interesting. You don't have to be funny. See, I hate when people try to be funny.
Right.
You either funny or you not funny. If a good comedian is just funny, like you could say anything and people be laughing. There's be times where I just talk and people start laughing. I'm like, what y'all laughing at?
You weren't trying to
I'm
be
not
funny.
even trying to be funny.
You just have a creative way of sharing a
And
story.
people think it's funny. It's like, am I being funny? You just be interesting.
And know your style too. What style?
Yeah.
Because like Ellen DeGeneres is a different comedian than a what's her name? I can't think of another female. You know the styles.
Amy Schumer.
And the thing that makes me mad with people, and if y'all listening, I don't like when people, unless they're just really, really vulgar, like the Andrew Dice Clay. But he has an audience. He has people that like you. Like
laugh at
you like Howard Stern.
I love Howard Stern.
And Howard Stern is vulgar. He has some
not anymore.
Well, some topics
Well,
he would have.
still.
Yeah, he cusses and stuff. So if you don't like that kind of language, you don't like the stories that they tell because they're really degrading or ugly. Then you know you don't go listen to them, but don't dog them out. That's their path that they're taking. Yeah,
The old standard heckler response. Don't tell me how to do my jokes. I don't go to your job and kick the broom out of your hand.
Thank you.
That's the old standard
You
joke.
just say kick the broom.
That's the old standard. That's every heckler.
Heard that one.
Every comedian says
I
that
never
joke.
heard that.
That's the old heckler.
I don't go to your job.
I don't go to your job and kick the broom out of your hand. So don't tell me how to do my joke.
That's true.
That's like the old standard. That's like standard heckler jokes.
Right.
That you could go back and get people that's
another thing
heckling
people
you.
get mad at comedians. Yeah, granted, if you have a platform, whether you are a comedian, an entertainer, an athlete, a lot of times they use that platform, being famous, being known, to talk about uncomfortable topics. Politics. I know Amy Sugar, what's her name?
Amy Schumer.
She was talking about politics at that time with Trump when he was in office, and a lot of Trumpsters, they didn't like that. They walked out of her show.
Right.
Well, you have that right.
But you know
out.
what?
But
As much as
she
you don't
used
like,
her opportunity to say she don't like him.
as much as you don't like Trump, or we don't, Trump could take a joke.
Yeah, and he sometimes dish it back
Because he was on, did you see the Comedy Central roast on Trump?
Yeah.
They talked about everything, including incest with his daughter.
Ooh, wow.
And he just sit back.
Does he love his daughter? Ooh. Okay.
But you got to be able to take a joke, man.
Yeah, if you're going to be in that comedy lane. But you were saying again that Dave Chappelle was giving Will Smith some pointers?
And Will Smith has said, it's so funny because it's so telling. It was almost like he predicted the future.
Wow.
And he said, I got to give myself permission to fail. That's what Will Smith said.
Wow.
He said, I try to please everybody. I try to do everything so right that when I do something wrong, it's magnified. And I was like, he talked about
this years ago.
He sure did. I don't know if it was years ago, but it was maybe a year or 2 years ago.
Before this incident.
Wow. And it's like he foretold what was getting ready to happen. And he said, I have to give myself, I can't beat up on myself if I fail. He said, and when I fail, it's on a grandstand scale. And I was like, he sure predicted.
Recently, yeah. He's the only one.
He said, when I fail, like he said, when I fail, it's on a grand scale.
Maybe he feels that way.
Well, he felt that way, and it came true.
Because a grand level can be to different people, different things.
Right.
Because what he just did recently, that's more than anybody.
And right now, people are talking about it. Yeah, people are upset or whatever. People will get over it. The next shiny object that comes, people will forget all about it.
His movies too. I saw the happiness.
They keep talking about
they not. Like, no, they not.
They talking about they gonna cancel this. They not canceling nothing. He's gonna go away. He's gonna be in a rehabilitation center. He's gonna come back. Say, I've dealt with my anger. I'm sorry. Blah blah blah. And people forgive them, and then they'll move on.
This cancel culture thing is really
and
serious.
then Chris will go on and make a Netflix or something to make a whole bunch of money. Jada gonna do her red table and get a lot of views and some money.
Right.
August is gonna have his book come out. He gonna make a lot of money.
Hopefully she don't do anything crazy.
Yeah, everybody's gonna make some money off of this, or make something out of it.
But the fact that you're saying that. He had a talk with Dave Chappelle.
He had a talk with Dave Chappelle.
About comedy.
And a joke sent him over the edge.
And it wasn't even a funny one. So, wow. He prophesied that to happen, and it happened.
So the point...
And he was laughing. So he thought it was funny.
I told you.
But it was that queen.
I told you that queen come in.
The king has a wife now, and she don't like the joke, so the jester now has to die.
Now his head got to get cut off.
I've been telling these jokes for years.
So... The bottom line is, I wanted to come on and just say, just because you're funny or just because you can tell a joke or you humorous or whatever, it doesn't mean you could be a comedian. It doesn't mean you could do stand-up. You could be funny. You could be an actor and you could be in a comedy part. You could play a comedy role. And you could be funny. Yeah.
I didn't know she had a funny bone in her. Shayna.
You could be funny.
Shayna is funny.
But everybody is not a comedian. Oh, Lord, she's calling her Moo Moo. Everybody cannot be a comedian.
But you know what? Another thing, too, people need to understand, when they're constantly saying, you funny, you need to go on stage. Y'all, stand-up is hard. It's not as easy as you think. If they sitting there with the family and
it's very hard.
Funny, it's flowing because they funny people.
I don't like stand-up.
When you go on a stage...
hats off to anybody who does stand-up.
That's hard to do. And comedy. I'm hearing comedians, when they're playing a drama part series or a comedy series, they say comedy is hard. You can play mad because you can channel something that made you angry, cry, bitter. But to laugh, to make people laugh and do, like Lucille Ball.
It's very hard.
That's hard to do. So stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane. Just because you can sing, it doesn't mean that you should be in the music industry.
They are trying.
The music industry is a whole nother ballgame. It has nothing to do with your talent.
But you know
what? People think because they can sing. A lot of people who are in the music industry can't sing. But a lot of people who are rapping can't rap. So it's not about how good you are.
But you know what? Here's the thing with that. I beg to differ a little bit. We have some sensations as YouTubers. They've been showing their talent on YouTube.
I'm talking about the music industry.
Well, the industry in itself. If you don't have somebody going there with you, but I'm just saying.
No, you can do YouTube. Everybody can do YouTube.
An overnight sensation.
Anybody can do YouTube. Let me tell you.
No. Let me finish. Not just YouTube. They've been found on YouTube. And
I know.
Going on to be
like Justin Bieber.
Yeah. So
what I'm saying is, the music industry is about money. Well, Justin Bieber, they knew they can make money off of him.
And they know how to market
Exactly. It ain't just because he's Justin Bieber. He wasn't there with some snagger teeth and a bald head singing on YouTube. They looked at him and said, that's a cute little dude. The girls will like him. We can package him up good. He sings good.
How you gonna be
he can make some money.
He's gonna be different.
Yeah.
You have a following. People would like your style.
Even
American Idol does that all the time.
Even if people think you're not attractive, they could even market your not being attractive. Honestly.
Yeah.
They just got to figure out a way to market you. But if you truly love music, you'll do it. It doesn't matter whether you get a record deal or it doesn't. You'll do it because you love doing it.
We're pretty good. Kim and I, when we were watching the American Idol days, because it's been, 20 years since American Idol?
I haven't watched American Idol in years.
When we watched the beginning years of American Idol, y'all remember the beginning of, like, the first 10 years. Kim and I, we would see the people coming through, and we already knew who was who would be the last 3, the last 5. When they did the first big "You Going to Hollywood" thing. Mm-hmm. Remember when Carrie Underwood's year, when she came out to audition, I told Kim, I said, she gonna win. I knew Carrie Underwood was.
We named all the ones that won, all the first
style
in the beginning.
Carrie Underwood now.
In the beginning of the years, we named all who the winners were gonna be. So.
Yeah.
What do you think about the chicken?
The chicken is fine if you put that sauce on it. They had a sauce.
Oh, I didn't look at no sauce.
Yeah, it's just plain chicken without
what kind
the
of sauce?
It was like a honey kind
of.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
What about this?
It was like a sweet sauce.
What about this?
I didn't eat that.
Oh.
And their crab rangoons.
This is crab rangoon.
And they're little. We're used to bigger ones. And every restaurant has a different taste with that cream cheese. I had my Asian colleagues. They would laugh when I would bring these back to the office. She said, "Girl, we don't." Until we came to America, nobody do this in
and then what about this?
South Korea and China.
You didn't have one of them.
I ate it. It was okay. It had that sauce on it. That sauce I told you. It made it a little tastier because it's a sweet sauce.
Okay.
I probably won't order from them anymore. I don't know. Maybe the rice. I like the fried rice.
Okay, so I guess you would say where you got it from. Where did we get it from?
If any of y'all have gone to Royal Thai
in Gurnee.
We pick up a lot there.
Let us know what you think.
And Kim and I, we kind of take note when we're doing our driving.
We hit a lot of restaurants.
We hit a lot. I'm thinking they are real popular.
Because everybody goes to them.
Kim even suggested to some people if they're opening their business to be on the what is it for driving to
do that. Even though they take 30% of your money.
Yeah, they do take a large percent. But think about it: when people are online and they're looking at the menu, they may not ever come to your place would never be thought of until they see it on the menu. Going, oh, they sell hot dogs and stuff. Let me try them. And they may be a restaurant unknown, but because the menu fits what they want, and it's been a good suggestion for some people, has it? Yep. So I don't know.
So that was our mukbang for tonight. That was our whatever commentary.
Using those 2 example guys.
I'm waiting to see what T.I. has to say. What is going to be his?
To stick with rapping.
What's going to be his comeback?
If he got mad at a comedian making a comment about his wife and the family,
right?
The same thing with Will,
right?
They don't need to do any comedy because comedy you need to have some thick skin, you need to be good to come back.
Got to come back.
Oh, you saying that about my wife? Well, your wife got such and such, and everybody laughed like Nick Cannon's show.
Right.
I told Kim I love it,
and it doesn't. When people think that when you come back, it has to be the truth. You don't have to say the truth when you come back.
Exaggerate.
You can even lie. It doesn't even matter. He could have came back and said, well, at least I'm married. Don't nobody want you. Or something along those lines. She could be married for 25 years. Nobody knows. The joke is what everybody's going to laugh at.
I remember, Kim, when we were at one of our old ministries, old church, and we all had gone out of town together. We traveled together. And we were in line waiting to get on one of the Disney World. We were at Disneyland and we were waiting to get on the line. I think I don't want to say names, but our old pastor was cracking on you, and his little entourage was laughing.
Oh
You did that the way you came back. You ain't even say anything. You said, I'm thinking of something now.
I said, I'm thinking of all the jokes in my head that I could say about you.
And that's all you said. And everybody, we knew what she probably could be.
And then I was laughing to myself.
And that tore him up more than anything, and not saying anything.
And I said, everybody here,
your biggest critic.
I said, everybody here got a joke, and everybody probably thought of their own personal joke.
Right.
And that's what made it so funny.
And he left Kim alone after that. But she didn't have to say anything. She just used that mind thing of, I got a joke right now about you. I can say it. I'm thinking of it. And everybody laughed because we all kind of can.
Remember I did Robert, our cousin?
Oh, yeah.
Robert was cracking on me.
Oh, he was cracking. Okay, cuz, if you're watching.
And then I turned around and I went, ha-chitty-cha. If y'all remember her, that was that actor with the real big nose.
He didn't say nothing else after that. We peed on ourselves laughing. Because you said, all I gotta
do is say, ha-chitty-cha. All I gotta say.
Oh, God. That's why I like watching reruns, y'all. I like watching Martin Lawrence when he and Pam crack on each other and she'll crack on his sides, like he's sitting on the corner on the corner swinging his legs. You get some good jokes from them old shows. But
okay.
pretty much that's...
So, one out of 5. Ooh. What do you give Royal Thai?
Probably a 3.
Okay.
It wasn't bad.
Was there anything that was good?
I actually like the rice.
Okay.
And that sauce, when I put the sauce with my egg roll.
Okay.
I like that sauce that they had. I don't know what it was.
I'm going to try it because I don't have it on nothing.
Yeah, it's over there. So
okay. All right, guys. So thank you. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Don't forget to like our videos. And we're trying to grow that channel. And that has been another Woods Report. See you next time.